Hey everybody, welcome back to the Almost Live podcast, the episode where our guest today, Larson, say hi,
Hi.
still hasn't seen Endgame.
Yeah, just haven't really gotten around to it. Been busy with work and
I took work off.
I just downloaded it.
you're not gonna give any money to the producers or the actors or the people that make millions of dollars off of that.
With how much they made off of it? Fuck no.
That was my point.
Exactly.
Yeah, it didn't, I don't think it passed up Avatar. It passed Titanic.
Yeah.
I don't think it passed Avatar, but now since they're doing a re-release with additional
It's bonus
footage, yeah, you know everyone. The thing is, it's only 6 minutes.
Oh,
but it's gonna be a lot more
Along
than
with the
6 minutes.
end scene credit.
Well, the end scene, that's part of
end
the
credit
additional
scene.
footage.
Yeah.
So if you take the end scene, which is they've released that it's a tribute to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
But like aside from the Marvel introduction thing being a Stan Lee tribute, they're doing a secondary one with it at the end, which is I think is just more of an in-depth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that I can think of that hopefully is in it, because it is a PG-13 movie,
Yeah.
and PG-13 movies are allowed to have one F-bomb.
I knew we were gonna go there.
Because a certain line. How much do you know about?
Bring me fucking Thanos!
Not that.
All I know is Fat Thor exists.
Yes.
That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually Marvel released that his official name is Bro Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
By the way, yeah. Okay, go
Well,
on.
that makes sense. I know that Iron Man dies. I know
Cool.
that.
That's all you needed to know. In the end, there is a part that I'm sure you saw through knowing that Iron Man dies. You know,
Yeah.
it's the whole whatever.
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert.
Yes. Oh yeah. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert. By the
major
way,
spoilers.
I'm pretty sure everyone else except for you has seen it.
Yeah,
So
I feel-
spoiler alert for
It
you.
feels like that sometimes.
But yeah, there's one line that was changed in the actual during the scenes. I mean, there's more than one, but this is an iconic one that was changed. But because of the fact that they get allowed one F-bomb, I do believe that in this one, he does go, "Fuck you, Thanos."
Yeah,
In that line,
that does sound like
because
Tony Stark.
that was the original script. It was that,
Yeah.
and so I'm hoping that in the re-release they actually put that in, because
Oh,
I feel like that would carry more weight.
I also know that Tony Stark ends up having we find out that he has a daughter.
We found that out in fucking the first one.
Oh,
Or not the first Iron Man, but in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Because right before he...
I must have forgot about that.
Yeah, right before Strange shows up, him and Pepper are there, and
Oh, that's
she's pregnant.
right.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I just
Yeah.
I kind of glanced over that fact by looking at. Oh my God! Everyone's dying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get it set up so you would come, you and your lady would come with me and Rachel to go see it, because we saw the first half together, but schedules just didn't work out.
The first half.
Yeah, Infinity War, the first half of the Infinity Saga.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. I thought you meant you left halfway through. You're just so distraught. You're like, oh my God, I can't.
Dude,
I
no,
can't.
legitimately though, I cried.
Emotional
Oh,
roll.
I'm
I
sure
cried about
I'm
4
sure a lot
times,
of
yeah.
people did.
There was tears that went at occasional points, but I full ass cried a few times.
So, I have one question, though. So, since, when Tony says, "I love you 3000," every single Iron Man movie, or is every Marvel movie?
It's every Marvel movie since Iron Man 1.
Yes. All of those lined up equals to be exactly 3,000 minutes. But now with this bonus footage, wouldn't that fuck it up?
In technicality, but the bonus footage is a re-release. It's essentially the director's cut.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's not a qualified thing. But yeah, from Iron Man 1, from the first frame of Iron Man 1 to the last frame of Spider-Man Far From Home, which comes out on Tuesday, so tomorrow from when this comes up. From that to that is exactly 3,000 minutes.
I find that really fucky.
No, because you know how far Marvel plans ahead for everything in
yeah.
this movie. In this whole franchise. They have movies already planned out for the next 20 years.
Man,
It's a really long intro.
It is, but who cares? It's nuts. Kevin Feige has turned around the superhero franchise. Because nothing against Sam Raimi, but Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was not my favorite.
Which version, the regular one or the emo one?
Oh, the emo was my top favorite.
Absolutely.
Have you
I
seen
loved
Have
it.
you seen the scene where he's walking doing the finger guns things but without the music?
Yes, it is. It's very weird.
It's massively disturbing.
cringy.
It's really weird, especially with his like eye makeup kind of look.
Max cringe.
I just had mad deja vu.
What's up?
We've been in this exact with me, and this is completely off track. I've had this like in this exact moment, looking over my mic at Larson. I have seen this, but like 2 months ago.
Interesting. We were destined to do this.
Dude, I'm blowing my mind. I'm blowing my mind. This is exactly how I saw everything. That's weird.
It happens all the time.
Oh,
Yeah. But anyway, off of the Marvel tangent, because that was a 6-minute introduction, which is nuts. We're trying a different format today where it's going to be more so discussion with still like a basis of topics, but it's going to be like a small lead in with more of us just kind of speculating.
yeah.
And we're going to start it off with a weird page that I found online, which is the weirdest laws from all 50 of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily know if we're going to go through all 50, but I'm pretty sure there might be some good ones in here.
Yeah.
Like in Alaska, it's illegal to be drunk in a bar.
I'm not going to Alaska.
I mean, there are a lot of dry communities in Alaska where like alcohol has ruined the community, especially for the natives. And
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and so they want to keep it out. I mean, it happens. Sure, that's why there's a law.
Well, in that sense, I would understand like maybe higher penalty or more enforcement with like drunk in public.
Oh yeah.
But like you would think that like, cause like alcohol is not illegal in Alaska, so you think that any place that they could have alcohol, like a place that's primarily for drinking, like that would kind of be the space to be drunk, if anything.
Fair enough.
I mean, you would think so, but I mean, it's
I guess not.
yeah, it's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, that's an odd stance to have on that.
No, that's why.
I mean,
that's why they're so far away from the rest of us.
Yeah, initially Alaska was actually attached to the U.S., but now we're not. Or now we're not in Alaska. Now they're not. We pushed them. We had the Canadians help.
Yeah.
The Mounties hooked up to the top of Alaska, and those 7,000 brave Mounties and their horses are now lost in the ocean.
No, they don't ride horses. They ride moose.
It's pronounced meese.
Mises. In Arkansas, you must pronounce the name of the state correctly.
So it's not Arkansas?
You're going to jail now.
Fuck yeah. It's about damn time.
Welcome to jail.
Hello. Yeah, I have a situation here. He used the wrong word for Arkansas.
Excuse me.
You'll be here soon. All right. They'll be here in 48 hours.
Sweet.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I'm here in Kmart, and I just heard a man say, Arkansas, help.
We're on the way, ma'am.
We're on the way. We have SWAT inbound. They blow the top off the place. They come down with fully on. I was like, on the ground, you sick son of a bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah. President Trump does a national announcement, interrupts everything. It's like, ladies and gentlemen,
We got him.
we got him. In California, you for some weird reason you can't have nuclear weapons.
Really? I never would have guessed. Only in California?
Yeah, that's the weird law from California.
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, thank God that they restricted the nuclear weapons of Californians. Because if
Yeah.
I know anything, it's Californians are a little trigger happy with their nuclear warheads.
I mean, they do want to break up into 3 separate states.
I thought they stopped with all that.
Well, they did, but it still they still tried.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the flat Earth movement. Like we think the people stopped doing that, but
Oh, we haven't stopped.
what do you mean we?
Oh, I'm totally.
Nothing. Continue with the podcast.
I'm gonna stay as far away from that as possible. Do not associate myself with the flat earthers.
All I want to say is, if the Earth was flat, cats would have pushed everything off of it by now.
This is a valid point.
Sabretooth, that's what happened. That's at the beginning of the Earth. The Earth was formed by whatever the fuck you wanted to think about it. But there was a higher society. there's a higher society that lived on flat Earth.
Yeah.
And then that higher society were a lot taller, and their pet cats were saber-toothed tigers and actual tigers and lions and other prehistoric kitty cats. And when all of them died out, it was just the animals that were left, and then the cats, naturally as being meat eaters, ate everything else, and then they pushed everything that those people had off the edge of the earth, and then all of them died, and then we reformed with evolution. So that's why we do not have any evidence of a higher society that existed before us, because the fucking giant cats
Just pushed everything off.
pushed everything off the edge of the earth.
You should write a book.
I should not.
That would entail you having to read.
Exactly.
I read good.
You have to read. You have to be able to read to be able to write.
Incorrect.
How do you figure?
If I have say I can't read, so I can't write in that sense, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you write down the word apple, I don't know what it says, but I can still fucking write
Nah, it's
apple.
just a bunch of shapes.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of shapes and lines and shit.
I mean, you've written in Spanish before.
I haven't.
Well, you illiterate man.
Did you take a language?
Yeah, I took German and Mandarin Chinese.
Okay,
Okay, excuse me?
Yeah,
What?
I took Mandarin Chinese in high school.
please say something in Mandarin.
I don't remember anything from that class.
Then it's invalid.
Did you ever write anything in Mandarin?
Oh yeah.
See, then you're exactly in the same boat.
But can you read and speak? Wait, what was it? You can't. If you can't read, you can't write.
Correct.
Okay, can you read Mandarin?
At this point in time, no. But back
Can
then,
you
yes, I
write
could.
Mandarin right now?
At this point in time, no.
You don't
Fair
remember
enough.
You don't remember any characters from Mandarin.
No.
Okay, well then fuck.
I mean, he can't even remember what he ate this morning.
Actually, I can. I had one taco and like a handful of wheat thins.
But on an interesting,
Fuck you, bitch.
but on an interesting subject, you're not allowed to catapult in Colorado. No
Well,
catapulting.
how about trebuchets?
That's a good point. Oh, technically, it is a type
Ballistas?
of catapult. Ballista should be okay.
I found a law specifically targeting children.
Oh, that's nice.
Strict trick-or-treating times are enforced in Delaware.
Fuck that.
They have regulations on candy sizes.
Fun size only.
No.
That's
Hey!
not very fun.
Another one regarding children. In Florida, you're not allowed to sell them.
Really?
No selling children in Florida.
Well then.
Damn, guess I'll have to get my children in, I don't know, Colorado.
I guess. Yeah. You buy it in Colorado, and then if they
They
have
got everything in Colorado.
yeah, you buy the kids in Colorado, but you can't have express shipping because unfortunately there's no catapults.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to catapult the children.
This is why trebuchets exist.
Yeah, that's why they made trebuchets to quickly ship children to other parts of the country.
Yeah.
Will that be delivered by air?
Yeah, I mean, you just give the kid a parachute and you're just like, hey, pull this red thing. And if they know what red is and have motor function, they're fine. But if you get an infant, you are going to have to stand outside at the estimated time of delivery with a very large baseball glove.
Yeah. Maybe a net.
Nope, baseball glove.
Baseball glove?
Yeah, you have to catch them.
That makes sense.
If you don't catch them, you weren't meant to be a parent.
That's true.
Also, you're out like $50.
That's also true.
You're insinuating that children sell for $50 in Colorado.
I am not saying nor not saying they are.
I ain't never adopted a child. I don't know how much those fuckers cost.
Wow.
You can get a handicap kid. They're half off.
That's so fucked up.
How do you think Peter from Family Guy found a family?
Dude, that's
He was on the discount rack.
Ooh.
I might have to bleep out like 90% of this.
like
Oh,
all
yeah.
of this.
In Georgia, you can't eat fried chicken with utensils.
You shouldn't be eating fried chicken with utensils anywhere.
Yeah, but in Georgia, you'll get arrested for it.
I thought that would be a law in like Kentucky. That would make a lot of sense.
I mean, maybe. But you know, you can eat with utensils.
Huh.
Humans, unless you live in Idaho,
Are you
because there's
fucking
no
serious?
cannibalism in Idaho,
Oh,
unfortunately.
I thought you were going to say there was cannibalism.
So, all you children purchasers, don't. I forgot where I was going with that. I had a whole sentence in my head.
Nice.
Probably worse to stay.
all you people trying to buy children from Colorado to have it shot over to you in Idaho, you can't eat them, unfortunately.
Damn.
Well, they're not refrigerated anyways, so
I mean, if they're
they
going
won't
fast
keep
enough.
well.
Yeah, they're going fast enough. If you think going from Colorado to Idaho by catapult, you got to be pretty high up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's like a flash freezing process.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a flash freeze, and then on the way down during re-entry, you're on fire, which then heats you back up.
I
Yeah.
think you're overestimating the the rate that catapults can trebuchets can
I think
fire.
you're underestimating the weight of those children. They gain speed pretty quick.
Well, that depends. Is it the disabled kid? Do they have the wheelchair?
Is there wind resistance? That's the main thing. Yeah, and they'll give the fat kid the parachute because his flaps just kind of.
Pretty much.
He's like a sugar glider.
He just uses his own pants.
They kid's a sugar glider. They don't have to launch him as high. You get an increased discount on shipping with fat kids because they just launch him halfway up and
Well,
they just spreads his
Well,
flaps
that's
out.
why you ship them together.
Oh, yeah.
Fat kids are like bubble wrap.
Here's a fun thing. We're gonna discuss what this means. In Illinois, there's no fancy bike riding. So what do you think they mean by fancy bike riding?
So does that mean you can't ride fancy bikes, or you can't ride bikes very fancily?
I
You
don't
can't
know.
be fancy while riding a bike.
Can I ride my mongoose with my pinky up? That is my question.
Can I ride? Can I ride my? I can't think of another bike brand.
Wow.
Okay, so I think it's the pinky thing. What do you think fancy bike riding means?
I think it is you can't ride a bicycle in like a 3-piece suit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I got from that, too.
That's what you're thinking? Unfortunately, we're all wrong.
Oh,
Fancy bike riding is particularly with riding with both hands removed from handlebars, both feet removed from pedals, or any acrobatic shenanigans on your fancy velocipede.
They wrote down shenanigans in the actual law.
Jesus.
I don't know if that's the quote of the actual state
that-
law, but it's the quote of whatever RD.com stands for. That's how they quote
Research development.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that
maybe.
makes sense.
Researchanddevelopment.com,
yeah. That would...
possibly. Let's see. Let's find another. Oh, you can't fake butter in Iowa.
Fake butter?
Yeah.
So I can't believe it's not butter is not allowed.
Yeah.
It's
fake
What
butter.
about margarine?
That's a valid point.
I'm
it
pretty
does-
sure margarine is in the margin. Wow.
I'm pretty sure I dated a margarine once.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
No, yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say I've known you since you had your first date, and I don't remember there being a margarine.
Don't butter me up.
Shut the fuck up.
It's time to stop.
That was the worst pun you could have dropped.
I tried.
We also none of us can move to Kansas because there's no snowballs allowed.
Do they even get snow?
Sure.
Yeah, Kansas gets snow. They're not that far south.
I mean, not much snow, but they get snow.
I haven't ever been to Kansas. So
They
I don't
get
fucking
the
know.
liquid form of snow, which is rain.
It's specifically Topeka, Kansas,
Oh, okay.
not the whole state of Kansas.
Topeka, Kansas is always the most fun city to say.
The quote in here is: "It is unlawful to throw any stones, snowballs, or any other missiles."
Missiles.
I didn't know snowballs qualified as a missile.
Depends on who's throwing it.
That's a valid point.
I mean, I guess. What?
hell, like when I was a kid, my stepdad nailed me in the fucking mouth with a snowball from across the driveway.
He also just nailed you in the mouth anyways for talking back to him.
No, he clotheslined me for that one. I was mouthing off my mom. I tried running upstairs and slammed my door. He just reached his arm over the balcony and just caught me by the neck.
Yeah, you.
Just done.
Surprised he didn't just grab you by the hair.
My hair wasn't very long back then.
No.
According to this article, the ordinance, the no snowballs in Kansas, was publicly flouted by Bill Bunton in 2005, tossing a very large snowball at a snowy tree, saying, "I'm going to have an ordinance drawn up to repeal this dumb law, lest their already crowded prisons are filled up with children who, while making a snowman, got carried away and had a snowball fight."
Oh my god, that's
Didn't we
amazing!
talk about this guy in a previous episode?
I feel like you're going to try to make a joke.
No, I'm not making a joke. I'm being totally serious. Did
I
we
don't-
talk about this guy before?
I don't think so.
The name sounds familiar.
Bill Bunton?
Yeah.
I think of Benjamin Button.
No, I'm not thinking about Benjamin Button.
That's about the only thing I could think of. Hey, No dueling in Kentucky.
Hands up.
God damn it.
You can't steal catfish in Louisiana.
Well, that just makes sense.
In Maine, you are not allowed to advertise on tombstones.
Wow.
So unfortunately, your grandfather and his 70-year brand deal Coca-Cola is now invalid because he is not allowed to have that monogrammed Coca-Cola ad, the 2 for $5, on his tombstone.
What if his tombstone is just a giant Coca-Cola bottle just slabbed out of granite?
Oh, no.
No.
It's the vending machine for the Coke. That's the tombstone.
Yeah,
There's just one solitary can that remains as ashes.
yeah, no. You don't pay with
It gets stuck. It gets stuck halfway.
You don't pay for your food
He's in
with.
purgatory.
You don't pay for your Coke with money. You pay with respects.
Wow.
That was fun. That was good.
It was good, but
that was a good joke,
cheesy
and it
as
wasn't
fuck.
disrespectful either. You pay your respects, you get a Coke.
Mine was butter.
That's what he wanted. He had a brand deal. No swearing while driving in Maryland.
How can they enforce that?
I don't know.
They're always watching.
In Michigan, bounty hunting is encouraged.
I'm moving to Michigan.
Minnesota. One of the weird laws in Minnesota, and this will stem into the other one that I know from 8th grade. Mm-hmm. The one on this site says there's no pig greasing allowed in Minnesota. Can't grease pigs. Against the law.
What the? Huh?
All right. Well, I guess the pig greasing party's over.
Damn it.
Guys, get out of here.
Oh, man.
Before the cops come in.
Come on, dude. I was just trying to have fun.
Nah, man, get out of here.
Can I at least grab the pig?
You can try.
Still a little greased up.
Whoop! Alright, get away from me. Shouldn't have greased them up so much.
God, this really got away from us, didn't it?
Yeah, I did love it. The other weird law, well, I was saying the other weird law that I found out about Minnesota when I was in middle school, which is one of the things, one of the subjects we had to do, we had to write about a weird law. Mm-hmm. And it also ties into Wisconsin. In Minnesota, there's, between Minnesota and Wisconsin, there's a river that divides the two states.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, you cannot swim from Minnesota to Wisconsin with a chicken on your head. That's illegal. But don't worry. You can't swim from Wisconsin to Minnesota with a duck on your head. So, the only thing that can happen is we can give them a ton of ducks and then give us a ton of chickens. Mm-hmm. But we can't give any back via head river transportation. Massively illegal.
You also can't sleep with a fish nude in Minnesota.
Donkeys can't sleep in bathtubs in Arizona.
Watch me.
And you're also...
You jackass.
It didn't say sleep with a donkey in a bathtub.
Oh,
it
fuck, my
said
bad.
donkey sleeps in bathtub.
My bad.
Another fun one for Georgia that I also learned in 8th grade is it's illegal to tie a giraffe to a light pole.
How the fuck do you even get a giraffe to a light pole?
Did you pass the 8th grade?
I did. That's a legitimate law.
Because it seems like you learned a lot in 8th grade.
Dude,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, you remember weird stuff.
This is very true.
Yeah.
I do know that back in the Revolutionary War period, George Washington had a bunch of links made that were about 10 feet wide, or about 10 feet big for each link. Span across the entire Hudson Bay.
Yeah.
So that the British ships couldn't enter in through there and invade.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's a feat.
No, that's a chain.
But yeah, you see what I mean, though? You remember weird shit. I remember some weird shit from when I was a kid. Like, from way back. Like, even before 8th grade, I still remember weird stuff that happened.
Yeah.
For some reason, in my brain, I remember when I was at
Where you remember things. You said, in my brain, I remember. That is where you remember things.
Fuck off. I remember sitting behind a reclining chair. I was playing with my older brother. And for some reason, in my head in that exact moment, I saw I'm assuming drawn out, because like in my head it kind of looked like a picture kind of thing, like just imagined. It was a, comically drawn fishbowl with a fish inside of it, and its scales are rainbow colored. I remember sitting behind that chair in that specific instance and seeing that image in my head. And I remember a ton of my dreams too. Like recurring ones.
Yeah, I don't really have dreams anymore. They've all been crushed. Mainly by you.
How? What dream did I crush? Did I crush one of your dreams?
Almost everything.
What dream did I crush? Let's bring this up. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Having some self-respect. You've crushed that years ago.
No, you lost your self-respect when you decided to avidly self-proclaim yourself as a douchebag.
I'm not a douche. I'm an ass. There's a difference.
That sentence exactly is what I'm talking about. Because you don't just say it to us, you say it in public. That's where the self-respect goes away.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying, I'm not actively trying to diminish your self-respect or crush your dreams. There's certain things that you do that kind of do that. And if you'd like me to point them out to you so you can fix it, I'm more than happy to do that.
Don't point out my flaws.
Okay. I won't talk about your hair. No.
And I won't talk about how much weight you've gained.
Oh, yeah, you have gained a lot of daddy weight. Let's discuss this.
I have. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny that. I remember that. I remember when I moved in my first apartment when I had that, I weighed 205 pounds, and this was just out of high school. Yeah, of course it's more than you. You're anorexic.
Not by choice.
I can fit my thumb and my pinky around your wrist.
I can too.
I know there's a difference though. You're a lanky boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on subject. I moved into my apartment weighing 205 pounds. A month later, I weighed 170 because we couldn't afford food.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost 30 pounds in a month, about a pound a day in that first month. Damn. And now I believe, I haven't weighed myself, I believe I'm 217. But I don't necessarily look 217.
It kind of spreads out.
Yeah, it spreads out. I'm a wide-bodied man.
Mm-hmm.
Wide boy.
You can see my wide body wearing our merch on our Instagram.
Wow.
Shameless plug.
Wow.
Way to plug
Shameless
that.
plug. But back on subject again of dreams. Do you guys remember any weird dreams that you've had?
I mean, I remember a nightmare I had.
Dude, that counts.
That is a dream.
It's a sleep show. Sleep. I'm trying to think of a cool word for it. Didn't work. Tell us about your nightmare.
So this was like way back when, like before we met. It was me, my mom, my stepdad. I think my next oldest sister, Morgan. We're all living in Maconia, and it was like middle of the night. You know, in the dream, of course. I go downstairs and the office light is on. So I assume my mom was, just working late, doing whatever she had, whatever it is she had to do. I open the door. I kind of like rustle the chair a little bit, like, "Hey, Mom," and out of nowhere, she just not flops over, but more or less like she was sliced like multiple times, and kind of just each piece just slid off.
That's fucked.
What the heck?
It was terrifying.
Yeah. I could imagine that.
I immediately woke up screaming.
I could. Yeah, that's justified, I think.
I would think so.
Did you have that dream more than once?
No, it was only the one.
Just the one time. Weird. I had a scary dream. It wasn't. I don't think it was necessarily a dream.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, I was at my dad's house and I was sleeping, and I half woke up and I remember having a dream about this dog,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a scarier dog. So it was like a half nightmare, but it was just because the fact that dog was bigger than me and it scared me because I was smaller.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there and I heard something in my room. And so I sat up and I was like, "What?" And I went "Hello?" And a dog started barking. And I screamed. I started crying. And then my dad rushed in because, I'm probably 9 years old maybe, screaming and crying in the middle of the night, probably 2 a.m. And he turns the light on and it's Peanut, our wiener dog. A 8-inch tall wiener dog. Terrified me to the point where I almost peed my pants and was actively crying.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a bit fucked. You have any weird dreams, Larson?
Not necessarily. Haven't really had any weird dreams. Have had some more paranormal experiences though.
Ooh, do explain.
Oh yeah, we talked about ghosts last week and
Yeah,
the
we did.
Yeti and stuff. Yeah, go into that.
Please elaborate.
Well, Which one do you want me to talk about?
Any of them.
Yeah, specifically any of them. I think personally, I mean, it is earlier in the year to be claiming this because many things could happen. But I want you to save the one where you're at your friend's house and writing stuff on the paper and coming back and all that. I want you to save that for Halloween. I think that'd be really good for the Halloween episode. So if you have a different one that holds weight, go for it. But if you don't, I mean, I'm not gonna chastise you for telling it because it's a fantastic story.
Yeah, I think it deserves its own episode.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
It's kind of a two-parter. And it's still actively happening.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah. Nothing sinister yet, but
Okay.
mostly just cabinets opening.
Yeah, no dismembered cats hanging from ceiling.
No,
fans?
nothing like that.
Okay, cool. So it's not Carrie.
No. And mostly like coins being thrown against the door when we're in a room, but nothing too crazy.
Did you listen to last week's episode that we posted? It was episode 2.
I have not gotten around to it.
Okay. Well, I need to go grab something. You should tell him the story about the book.
Ah, okay. So, for those of you who listened to our last episode, you already know the story. I'm going to tell Larson now. So, I was maybe, what would we say, around somewhere between like 11 and 13. Just in the range of that.
So 12.
I'm not saying that's
Yeah,
exact
no, I gotcha.
age. It was somewhere around midnight to 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like one of those nights, you know, you're just kind of awake. And I heard a weird noise in my room. Didn't know what it was, so I kind of tried to ignore it. It happened again. And, you know, I kind of just, like, I woke up a little bit more. And then, out of nowhere, all I hear is just a giant slam in my room. Like, we're talking, like loud as shit.
Boom.
Immediately, I'm completely awake.
Yeah, I would be too.
Out of that, I'm scared shitless. So I run over, I turn on my light. There's no one in there, no animals, nothing. The one and only book I had in my room at the time was across the room. Do you any idea how terrifying that is?
Yes,
to have one book.
Well, the only book that you
The
have.
only book.
Yeah, speaking from my experience, knowing what Larson has told me, because I don't know, was he there when you told me the ghost story?
I think he was.
I mean, he might have been. I don't remember. But all I know is, on the subject of weird ghost shit that happens, I think Larson 100% understands the fear of that, and I think even more than that.
Yeah.
More so.
I gotcha.
Scary shit.
Yeah, massively scary stuff.
Spoopy. 10 out of 10.
Max spoops.
I had crazy dreams when I was a kid, but not in the sense of like weird psychedelic kind of stuff. It was to tie it into this podcast earlier when I said like the whole like I've seen like this exact image before in my head, like us sitting here recording with Larson in front of us, who has not recorded with us before, and I saw that exact image. That happens to me. I will fall asleep and like take like a nap, like 15-minute nap, like accidentally, pass out. You wake yourself up and you're like, oh shit, shouldn't have done that, and then you're late for work. When that happens, I like just briefly see like shit in my dream, and then later on, I actually see it. But it's not like a sense of like, oh my gosh, yeah, I've been to the Empire State Building before, and there's a red plane that was up there, and now I went back, and oh my gosh, now there's another red plane flying by. I'm saying like exact imagery, and I remember it being in a dream. So it's not like I've seen one thing and then I saw it again and it was weird. Like in my head, I have legitimately seen exact scenes.
In that case, yeah, then I definitely have had some dreams like that.
So it's almost like clairvoyance at that point.
Yeah, like not saying I can see the future, but I can see the future.
Because I remember there was one point where I was living in a completely different city, and all of a sudden I like you said, it's kind of like the hour or like the 5 minutes like right before you sleep. Like if something even like touches you, you wake back up and you're back.
Yeah, like the semi-conscious, like the in between point to REM sleep. Yeah.
I have you have like these dreams. Like I moved from a different city and I had this dream where there's all these people in a classroom that I have no idea who they are at all. I don't know what classroom I'm in. And I'm looking down at the textbook that's in front of me.
Pants?
I did not.
Okay.
That's a classic blunder.
Looking down
I
at the textbook.
that I forgot my pants.
Looking down at the textbook, I couldn't really understand any of it. I mean, like, I could understand it was English, but I couldn't really comprehend it, like, in the situation.
Yeah, it's like I know what you mean. Like when you're asleep, you can't really focus and read things, kind of thing. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and then I woke back up from something and whatever, but I kind of forgot about it. But then, about 3 years later, in 5th grade, I was in that same position. It was in that same position, and all of a sudden, I could almost feel like my semi-conscious was there in that moment. And I remember, and then I could clearly remember having that dream. And so I would actively, every time it happens, because it's happened more than once, this is just the most vivid experience that I've had. In those experiences, I try my hardest to break the cycle, try to not do what I did in that dream.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like the way that like that shoom, like that moment that it hits you. The best way I can describe that is like, imagine you get hit by like a flash grenade, right? And so like you have that, like you have whatever image was in front of you just like burned into your retina for a second.
Yeah.
It's like it's like moving around and whatnot, and then like in one brief second it just goes boom, and everything lines up exactly with what happened with the flashbang. That just moment of like everything fit exactly and like time freezes.
And it's almost like you can't even control yourself. It's just like it's like you're on a roller coaster, just like you're not controlling your own body at all. You're just kind of there. Yeah, and all of a sudden you just snap out of it and it's like, "Oh, I'm back."
Yeah, and
that was weird.
Yeah, and after you have that moment of like where everything's just like boom, there it is. You don't like there's like a weird blood adrenaline rush. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like so like you move around, but like everything is like you're moving through Jello.
Does anyone else
like
get a
everything
boner when that happens?
One of the things like my branching off, my dad calls me after every podcast to tell me what he thought was funny, what he thought wasn't funny, just as kind of like a help to see what works best for us. One of the things he brought up is the fact that we can't go a single episode without Austin talking about his dick. Is it every
you already brought that
the
up?
pilot, episode 1, episode 2, and now this one, he again has brought up his little member, his phallic buddy, his penis pal.
His Willy Winker.
It's my pen pal from down under.
Your pen pal from Penis Land. But yeah, I understand like that the whole like everything like especially with what you said about how you didn't know any of the people that were in that room with the dream.
Yeah.
Cuz when I worked at a medical company in Pittsburgh, and when I moved out there, I was around in the warehouse, and I had walked around one of the taller pallet, like the pallet racks, and I looked at this door where like people would come in, write down the part numbers they needed, and then I'd go grab them, bring them out to them and whatnot. And I saw this guy who I had not met before working there, standing in the doorway, going like, and he rings like the little bell, and he's like, "Hey, I need these." And that exact thing I had seen a year and a half or however long before that. And I'd never met the guy before then. But I know that exact scene is the weirdest feeling. Is the weirdest thing.
Definitely is.
You know what's really strange?
Doctor Strange?
Is that in your dreams, the people that you see in your dreams, whether it's the people that you actively like engage with or the people that are just walking around or wherever, their faces, you have seen their faces before in your subconscious.
Yeah.
And your brain puts them onto those those bodies.
Yeah, your brain literally never forgets a face, but you, in your conscious body, can't pull up the memory of that.
Which means in like any like dream or even nightmare, say like you see a demon's face, you've seen that face before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's scary.
Yeah, that's some weird stuff. I remember I thought I saw a demon when I was a kid, but I turned on my light and it just ended up that it was like a poster board and a hoodie that was sitting between my desk and my dresser.
Yeah,
I thought it was a wolf. I swear to God, I saw it moving.
Oh man, that always sucks.
Different fun story off the scary thing. I remember that exact same room. I was on the phone with my grandmother because she had called the house, and I was like, she was like, "Well, what have you been doing with your time? How you been?" I was like, "I just cleaned my room. See?" And then I held the phone out, and I'm 22.
Dumbass.
At that point, shut up. I was not 22 at that time.
Oh, okay.
I'm 22 now. And this was back when I was in, I would venture to say, first grade. And for those of you who know the timeline of phones, they did not have FaceTime. And also, this was a house phone, which barely has screens. And so I held it out, screen towards my room, and gave her a good old pan of the room. And it took me probably 2 years to realize that she could not, in fact, see the room that I was trying to show her.
Of course, being the nice grandmother that she is, she's, oh, honey, oh,
She did.
Oh,
She did.
absolutely.
She was like, wow, you did so good. I'm like, I know. And I was so happy. Until 2 years later, I realized she lied to me.
I murdered the shit out of her.
No. Oh, grand. That's so mean. Why'd you say that I murdered my grand? You lied to me about my room 2 years ago.
Because I haven't said
It's
shit.
time for you to die.
It's because I haven't said shit in like 3 minutes. I wanted to say something.
I thought I was the chaotic evil one.
Yeah. Larson's chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Am I? I'm
Yeah.
pretty...
You're chaotic neutral. So like you're not a good you're not like I'm not saying you're not a good person because I do believe you're a good person. What I'm saying is like you're not overly good, i.e. like Keanu Reeves donating and helping people, whatever. But you're not evil, i.e. Bin Laden.
He's pretty damn evil.
Yeah, if we're going for extremes, yeah. So you're not on the good, like big good side. You're not on the big bad side. You're right in the middle. Like you can do good, you can do bad, but you stay as a neutral person. Like there's no one that like actively like hates you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
like,
not.
Yeah. So like you're a chaotic neutral. You're I would say you're lawful evil.
No.
Because why? Well, what's your reasoning for that? Why not?
Well, lawful evil means that he only abides by the laws of evil people. So
we follow Trump, don't we? Boom! Sorry.
We're not a political podcast.
We're not. I'm sorry. I just wanted to drop that real quick.
Yeah, we're going to bleep that out.
Everybody post your political beliefs in the comments section below.
Please.
We really want to see this chat blow up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought lawful evil was like they're an evil person, but there's lines they don't cross. I thought I from my understanding, like granted I could be wrong, but that was my kind of general understanding of that.
And you guys know me better than I do, so.
Yeah, so I'd say he falls under lawful evil, at least from my definition.
From your definition, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not chaotic evil. That'd be insane. Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
And I'd say I don't know where I would fall in on it per se. Like I feel like me and Larson, I feel like me and you are on like the same kind of thing, but I'm more so in the evil portion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little more pure.
Actually, thinking about it, I might just be like true neutral. Cause like if I don't want to do something, I'm just not gonna fucking do it.
This is very true. He is a very neutral person.
Chaotic neutral.
I mean, he slept through how many jobs?
From my personal experience, 2 days.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
fun fact, I almost got the opportunity to fire him, but I missed out. I got there late that day.
That and I legally wasn't working there.
Fair enough.
Technically, I guess, yeah. But yeah, any other weird dream stories, or else we can go into our new segment. Or not new segment, but a new thing that we're turning into a segment. The Florida Man segment.
Ah, we're doing that now?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Again, another suggestion from my dad. He thought they were really, really funny. And believe me, there is no shortage of stories.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we can put it in if people get bored of it, then we can take it out, obviously. But, I mean, from what I've seen so far, it's pretty solid. So you guys want to hop into that?
Sure.
If you are from Florida, do you know any of these people?
Yeah, please, if you know these people, contact us on Twitter or Instagram or DM us on YouTube, because I think that'd be cool if someone actually knew someone of the people that did this.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a little bit offside, and then we'll get into the Florida thing. There was a story I saw online. I want to say that it stemmed from Reddit, but it was a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a picture of a receipt that someone got pad thai, and they wanted it really, really, really hot. And so it just said extra spicy all the way down. And then on notes, it said, make him regret, special request, being born, special request. So, like, super hot. Someone posted below that saying that her husband and his friend went to a Thai place to eat. And the husband's friend had come in saying, nothing is too hot for me. Make it as hot as you possibly can. This is like a mom and pop shop. And so the lady behind the counter was like, all right. And she's like, Grandma, he wants it as hot as possible. And the grandma comes out from behind the little curtain going in the kitchen, looks at him, goes, and walks back in. They then bring out the food that essentially just looked like red paste. It was just straight red.
Yeah,
the guy got maybe 5 bites in before he could no longer eat. And then the grandma came out, took the dish and replaced it with something less hot, and did the same, as she walked back in. And the lady that posted that additional story about her husband and whatever, she's like, I don't see any reason why that could, like, there's a good possibility that is the receipt from when they went. Like, and that kind of lines up for me.
Just that grandma doing the is the same thing as Mexicans going,
Yeah.
Same fucking, like, same mood.
Yeah, it has the same energy.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you happen to know, or may, like, there's a coincidental that you may know one of these people in the Florida stories, tell us the story behind it, because the place that the website I go to doesn't give any background into it. It just gives me the headlines. So if we knew the story behind it, that would be fantastic, because we can speculate as much as we want, but in the end, we don't really know entirely. So we did a lot of January. We did some February. Did you want to, Larson, since you're our guest, did you want to pick up some point in February? Did you want to hop to March?
Let's just hop over to March. I mean, February's the shortest month anyways.
Yeah, hop over to March. Let's see. March 1st. Oh, yeah. Florida House Speaker apologizes for referring to pregnant women as host bodies in interview on abortion.
If you think about it, babies are technically just parasites.
In the loosest definition, yes, I can understand your viewpoint on that, but referring to pregnant women as host bodies in an interview about abortion,
oh God, that makes it even more beautiful.
It's probably not the best option for your political career.
Yes, it is. That's the best way to go for it.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, if you're in politics, you're generally speaking.
You gotta go balls to the wall. You gotta figure out
yeah.
who supports you and who doesn't. And man, hey, that works.
Yeah, you'll find out.
You'll find out that nobody really
out
likes
real
you
quick.
if you say
find out
host
real
bodies.
Yeah, that's
He's got my vote.
that's bad.
Fuck.
That's not good. Let's see. Oh, March 3rd and 4th are pretty good.
Okay.
And 5th.
Wow.
And 6th.
Well,
All of them are good.
Tell me about them.
Yeah, let's March 3rd, Florida man rescues grandma floating away on ice throne.
In Florida?
In Florida, yeah.
Interesting.
They just, well, I mean, you could probably get ice cubes, and if someone made an ice throne, put it on the beach, and the grandma's like, yeah, I'll sit here.
She's a stone cold bitch.
Wow.
Yeah. Floating away into the ocean. She was trying to go back to Atlantis. That's probably what was happening, and then she's like, oh shit, that guy saw me. Help! Please, I
Cover
cannot.
story.
Please, I cannot breathe underwater. I am a human.
Yeah.
March 4th brings it back with Florida man arrested for fight about Tupac Shakur.
All right. Who's better, Tupac or Biggie?
Personally, I'm a Biggie fan.
I haven't listened to a whole lot of either. which I know is a sin. But I'm gonna go with Tupac.
Larson, what's your take on this?
Biggie gets my vote.
All right, 2 for Biggie, 1 for Pac.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Pac. Pot? Leaf blurting Florida man asks cop, "Did you find all my pot?"
Wow.
No.
Way to drop that one on yourself.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to
Are
make
there laws against self-incrimination? Nah, not in Florida.
Well, apparently in Florida there are some weird laws, which we talked about. That would have been a good segue. We could have done that. That would have been a really good segue into the Florida stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Let's see. Florida man actually tried to board a flight in Orlando with a fake grenade.
This is almost as bad as, like, e-cig that look like fucking grenades, and people bring them onto airplanes thinking, oh, this is just my vape. Look.
Yo, I saw...
That's the fastest way to get a finger up your butt searching for everything else.
Hell, I think I saw the story. It might have been earlier this week. Somebody tried robbing a bank with an avocado.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like a grenade.
Yeah, he successfully got. I believe it was. I don't know the currency, but it was like 37,000 of something. Whether it was yen, rupees, whatever. Yeah, with 37,000 of whatever currency.
Oh, dollars.
With his avocado.
Nice.
Like what?
That they thought was a grenade. Like that's kind of fucky.
Yeah, I also heard of a guy. This is like I'd say max a 25-year-old. He wanted to go rob a gas station. He asked one of his criminal buddies how to do it. I don't care. Go as long as we want.
I have more plans tonight.
He had one of his criminal buddies help him out. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you put a bag over your head, they won't be able to see your face." And so the guy walks in with a clear plastic bag on his head.
Wow.
He got halfway in and then just couldn't breathe.
Yeah, and speaking of criminals, on March 8th, Central Florida man broke into someone else's home, fell asleep on couch while high on meth.
How do you fall asleep on meth?
I don't know.
I want to know how he consciously broke into a house high on meth. Like, I figured the acid-breathing dragon next to him would have deterred him a little bit.
It makes sense.
March 11th, a Florida man was accused of intentionally pressure washing his neighbor.
Dude, those things hurt.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I've cut my finger on him.
Yeah, I put I was pressure washing my four-wheeler, and it's like, huh, that looks like a lot of pressure. Let's see how it feels. I put it right on my big toe, and it was just.
Speaking of pointing stupid shit at your big toe, there's a guy that tried to test his steel-toed boots by shooting his foot. There's a general half circle out of his big toe and his, I guess, would be considered a pointer toe.
Oh my god!
He used a 45, didn't he?
Something similar to that. Yeah, you could definitely, if you had tunnels, you could definitely pop one of those in there.
Oh yeah.
God
You could look clean. What's the next one? What's the next story? Milton man hit pregnant girlfriend with a bag of tortilla chips over baby's paternity.
Wow. Well, I mean, who's the father?
Apparently not him.
Exactly.
According to tortilla chips. Florida man accused of throwing pancake batter at woman was arrested.
Why would you be arrested for throwing pancake batter?
It's battery.
Wow.
No, it was pancake batter.
Also, that stuff's hard to clean out.
Assault and battery.
Here's one I actually read a story about. March 20th, squirrel attacks Florida man. Rodent was raised by neighbor.
Somebody raised an attack squirrel?
Apparently, and this is what I heard, and this is granted speculation because I don't necessarily know if it was credited, but a man got a squirrel and got him eating at his house. He was essentially domesticated.
Yeah.
And then, whenever he showed the squirrel a picture of his neighbor, who I believe there was no fences and the neighbor was, or no, there was a fence and the guy had a tree, and the tree was reaching over the line and was dropping branches in the guy's yard. And he talked to him as like, doesn't matter, the tree's planted on my property, it's not a problem. And so whenever he showed the picture to the squirrel, he either zapped him with like a 9-volt battery, or
God.
pricked his tail with a thumbtack.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
And so he associated that man with pain, and eventually when he showed the picture, the squirrel would attack the picture. And so he took the squirrel and he tossed it over near the guy's house, and he saw the guy and he just attacked him.
Oh my god.
And again, I don't know how much of that is factual because it wasn't like a CNN or Washington Post accredited thing, but it makes sense to me.
It's like a life goal right there. Like, I want to be that kind of petty.
March 21st. Florida man shoved woman because he wanted to eat egg rolls in her house.
Oh my
I'm sorry,
god.
what?
Florida man shoved woman because he wanted to eat egg rolls in her house.
And her house or in her house?
In her house.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a very hefty appetite.
The egg rolls weren't enough. Let me eat your home. I crave siding.
Side of
We
side.
crave the insulation.
I need a side of siding and a finisher of shingles. Man, I am carrying this.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty
yeah,
much.
because you're the only one that has the.
Okay, here. Where's the one? The egg roll. Okay, and then there. Top is March 22nd. Go find.
For 22nd?
No, you don't have to read 22nd. Just find one that looks interesting to you, and you can read it off.
Okay, we'll go for March 25th. Florida man electrocuted trying to remove bird from power line.
I mean, he's doing a good thing.
He's doing a very stupid thing.
Very stupid.
Yes, it is a stupid
It's
thing.
almost like, even if he wasn't guilty of it, he almost got the death penalty.
He
How would it be a
tried.
good thing?
Because he's trying to save the bird.
No. He's just trying to remove the bird from the power line.
The bird's dead.
Oh, in my mind, the bird got stuck.
No.
Yeah, no, the bird got stuck and electrocuted.
Yeah, in my mind, he like the bird. He could see the bird was struggling because like his foot got stuck or something. He tried to help him. That's what happened in my mind. But I guess we're trying to remove a dead bird. Got zapped. I mean, yeah, you get what you got.
Yeah.
I see.
We can go for like March 26th. South Florida man calls cops after being scammed over paid sex.
Ah, damn it! The prostitutes got me
You told
again.
me $225. I'm not paying a cent more. And if that means that I get arrested for coochie, so be it.
I live by the pussy. I get arrested by the pussy.
What do you guys think the definition of bussy is?
I don't know.
Because from what I've heard, it's the taint on a man.
Oh my god!
It's the boy pussy.
Wow.
The tweener
Why
punch.
do you know this?
It was from a different podcast I listened to. Tiny Meat Gang.
Nice.
Plug them.
March
Meat Gang.
March 29th. Florida man shoots and kills pet zebra he did not have a permit for after animal escapes.
So not only are you getting the charge for illegally
Owning a zebra.
owning a zebra, but you're also getting it for...
Killing an endangered animal? Yes.
Are zebras endangered?
I'm
I
sure they
believe
are.
so. I mean,
Well,
with our current rate.
Well, yeah, yeah, I mean, people keep shooting them.
I keep putting the zebra print on them damn Yeezys.
I mean, even just like, granted, whether or not they're endangered, you're also shooting an exotic animal,
Oh yeah, that's a very hefty fine.
which is a crime in itself. So that's at least 3 charges, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, where did he get the zebra?
It is. I'm assuming it escaped from the zoo.
Illegally.
Really? I thought he went to Kmart.
Where? Where
Yeah, we don't have Kmart anymore.
Yeah, why do you keep referencing Kmart?
It's the first one that came to mind. Because Kmart's more of it's a general store kind of thing. It's around the country. Yes, Walmart and Target are also everywhere, but we've referenced Walmart and Target in every single episode. So I'm trying to branch out.
Sam's Club. Let's go to Sam's Club.
We're going for Costco.
I don't even think
Radio
Costco's
Shack.
nationwide.
Radio Shack is dead.
Yeah, Radio Shack's
Video
gone.
killed the
dude.
Radio.
Yeah, it's Video Shack now. Video killed the Radio Shack. Find the next one.
Let's see.
Get another good one going in here.
Ooh, March 30th. Florida man accused of attacking mom when she wouldn't dress his mannequin.
Oh my god.
First question, why the fuck do you have a mannequin?
Second of all, why is that mannequin undressed?
Yeah. That's
Honestly, I feel for this man because I personally feel like that my mom should also dress my wife.
Are you saying your wife is dull and lifeless?
No. She's a sweetie. No, I was making a joke. Don't make my wife angry at me for clearly making a joke.
Yeah, I know.
That's just mean. You're in chaos, lawful evil. There's a story on March 31st. Florida man arrested for stealing nearly $6,000 worth of sunglasses.
I could see that.
Jeez.
6,000.
6,000?
Mm-hmm. $6,000 worth of sunglasses.
Approximately. Okay, so how did he get away? Like, did he just like steal the truck? Did he steal like a crate of them? Did he just walk out the store with a display?
I mean, personally, I would do it like one pair at a time.
That would take a long time.
Well, yeah, but you'd still end up, having $6,000 worth of sunglasses.
I mean, what are you going to do with $6,000 of sunglasses? You can only wear one pair at a time without looking like a douche.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to add that last part.
You could flip them,
That's true.
sell them for profit.
Yeah, when you said flip, all I could think about is the dad glasses that flip the actual sunglass up and then it's just clear lenses for reading. That's the only thing I could think of.
All right.
Big oofs.
March 27th, Florida man calls 911 to get out of his fast food shift, cops say.
I've been there.
Oh, yeah. I think
Not literally.
anyone who's like worked in the food industry knows that energy.
Oh my god. I mean, we've all worked together. We've all worked together before, and
Yeah, for whatever brief period of time.
yeah, that lasted
That went horribly.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I'd say 2 to 3.
Yeah,
Not our fault. Not our fault.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was mostly his.
Yeah.
His being Austin.
Yeah, I probably would have called 911 to get out of this last week. Yeah, I actually haven't told you this. Yeah, I sat down for a max of 30 minutes in the 5 days that I worked 10-hour shifts and mandatory overtime. We cut over 90,000 partitions.
Damn.
Yeah. And I know a
Damn.
lot of people listening don't know what I'm talking about necessarily in regards to partitions or whatever, but that's nuts. It's crazy. And I definitely feel like I should have called 911 to try to get out of that. I would have enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, March 28th, a Florida man's job application led to his arrest in a 1998 cold case.
What information is he putting on his job application?
Have you committed a felony? Allegedly.
I'm thinking along the lines
that
of
incriminates us.
hobbies, biking, sculpture making,
Mass murder.
murdering.
Yeah, it's like at the bottom. It's like, is there anything else we should know about you? Shh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get this out.
List previous addresses. One in Vermont. Okay, cool. From Vermont. One in Montana. Wow, you moved pretty far across the country. But the one that was bothering me is it says here that you lived inside of Susie Johnson for a week.
Jesus.
It says, and annotation says inside of skin. What's that about?
Oh, yeah. About that.
I killed someone and skinned them.
Oh. You're hired.
Welcome to the butchery shop. Mass meat murder.
Oh my god.
We're all vegans here.
Are you?
No.
I'm gonna say, like, you went vegan on us?
I did that one summer. For some reason, I just decided to be vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked around barefoot as much as possible in shorts, the lightest shirts I could find with sunglasses, and I drank tea and had salads.
So you were just a bitch.
I was mad hippie. Like, it was not. And what actually broke that is I was at my grandfather's house and he was cooking steak and I was like, I can't eat that. I'm vegetarian now. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, are you? And he looked me dead in the eyes and poured A1 steak sauce on the steak as it was on the grill. And I was just like,
okay, now I gotta have it.
yeah, I was like, and
Yep, that's
I
over.
kill animals now. I know. Eat
I don't
meat.
need it. I don't need it.
I need it. But we're over an hour
Oh yeah.
on this now.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got some closing stuff. How'd you like your time on the podcast, Larson?
Yeah, how'd it go?
It was pretty fun. I mean, it really isn't any different than most of the times when we hang out.
Yeah, it's just regular conversation.
Oh, I mean, it's
except it has the potential if we get ads that we could get paid for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of which, Crunchyroll.com.
Wow. Wow.
Stop, we're not getting paid.
Crunchyroll.com.
And Crunchyroll.com's ad read is brought to us by SeatGeek.
Next week's episode, we buy our friend a car.
Yeah.
Is it me? I need a new one.
If we're talking about who needs a new car,
I get
it's
it.
me.
Okay, I get it. I know your speedometer doesn't work.
My speedometer doesn't work, my transmission is shot, and when I stop moving my truck, it smokes.
That's your own damn fault.
How is it my fault?
Because you could have got you're supposed to get it checked.
Yeah,
but
dude.
No, you refused to do it.
Gotta switch that car to vape. You gotta switch that truck to vaping. It's smoking, man.
Okay.
Wow.
Your joke's funny. I've been to 5 mechanics. 5.
You know where you should go next? A
And-
car dealership.
And actually, as a matter of fact, just to dox you a little bit, your dad has looked at my car.
When?
Dana has looked at my truck.
When?
When you lived at the house, because I was having the issue with when I was shifting between second and third.
Mm-hmm.
It rattled like none other, like spilling drinks if there wasn't a lid on it.
Oh yeah.
I've had him look at my truck. No one knows what's happening, and it leaks, and no one knows why it's leaking, or where it's leaking from.
Yeah, buddy. I think it's just time to just trash the truck and get something new.
I would if I had the money.
Get a Chevy.
Anyway, no.
Chevys are shit. Get a Jeep.
Anyway, we're over an hour and we're closing it. I want to thank you all for listening to our podcast because it does mean a lot to us. And I've said it last episode. I said it in all the other ones, but it does because we're stupid.
It means a lot.
And yeah, and you guys like listening to us, and show some love for Larson. Woo-hoo. He came here. He dealt with us for a little bit. It's nice. If you liked what you heard in this podcast, you can tell us to bring back Larson, and make sure to, if you want to hear his voice again, if he does come back on, you have to subscribe to us. Hit that bell icon so you know when we get posted. We're titled The Almost Live Podcast. You know this because you're on our page. You can follow us on Twitter at Almost Live Show with no spaces and no W. And our Instagram is Almost Live Show. The spaces are underscores and there's still no W.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure to tune in next week for another hilarious podcast. It's great. You guys have been great. We will see you next time.
See you later,
Bye.
motherfuckers.